The forest behind the small town of Thistle Hollow was always still, always quiet. A place for hiking, camping, and losing yourself for a few hours in the green hush of nature. Everyone loved the trees, tall, proud pines and stoic oaks that stood like sentinels. That was until the trees turned. No one knows exactly when it started. Some say it was after the lightning storm. Others blame the government digging near the old mines. But the first clear sign something was wrong came when the Murphy family disappeared. They were camping, tent, fire pit, gear and all. A ranger found the site a day later. Everything was in place, even the chairs were set up around the fire. But the family was gone. No blood, no tracks. Just, gone. The weird part? The trees closest to the site had split open, like they'd been struck from the inside. Sap oozed thick and red, and something about the smell was wrong, too metallic. Too much like iron. Sheriff Conway said maybe a bear got them, or they wandered off and got lost. But no one bought it. The Murphys knew those woods like their own backyard. People got nervous, and the woods emptied. That should have been the end of it. A week later, teenagers started daring each other to go into the forest at night. Typical small-town bravado. They wanted to find the man-eating trees. No one took it seriously, until Cole Simmons didn't come back. His friends told a strange story. They were walking near the old fire road when the trees started making noise, not creaking or rustling, but clicking. Like bones tapping. Then, something moved between the trunks. Not an animal, not human, something in between. They ran. Cole didn't. The sheriff organized a search. They found Cole's phone lodged high in a tree, 50 feet off the ground. The last video showed him panting, backing up, whispering, "It's watching me, the tree is watching me." Then static. Then silence. After that, no one went in. Not even the hunters. The woods grew thicker, darker. Trees leaned over the road like they were listening, waiting. Birds stopped flying through. One day, a woman driving past swerved into a ditch and swore she saw branches slamming into the pavement like claws. Then the trees began to grow. Fast. A drone shot from a local college showed the grove expanding outward, unnaturally fast. Where once there were fields and hills, now there were tightly packed trunks and tangled roots. Farmers lost land. Roads cracked as roots burst beneath the surface. The air turned heavy, thick with a scent like rot and copper. People tried cutting them down. Chainsaws wouldn't bite. The blades dulled or shattered. Fire didn't spread, the trees refused to burn, as if they were damp from the inside. One man swore the sap sizzled when he touched it, left a burn that wouldn't heal. Then came the whispers. People near the edge of the grove said they heard voices in the trees at night, low murmurs, pleading or taunting. Some said they heard their own names. Others heard screaming. A boy named Tyler wandered in one afternoon. His mother said she looked away for just a second. They found him 3 days later, standing at the forest edge, staring blankly. He wouldn't speak for weeks. When he finally did, all he said was, "The trees showed me what's underneath. They don't want to be trees anymore." The town panicked. Some fled. Others boarded up their homes. The sheriff tried to call in the National Guard. But by then, the phone lines were down. The internet blinked out. Power grids failed. The trees had reached the town. They didn't just grow, they moved. Not fast. Not like animals. But deliberate. Calculated. Roots cracked sidewalks. Trunks twisted overnight. Bark bulged like muscles. People who left their homes were never seen again. The trees didn't need to chase. They surrounded. Waited. Took. One night, a tree tore through a house. No storm. No wind. Just the sound of wood screaming as it cracked through walls. The family inside never made it out. All that was left was a pile of shattered boards and something pulsing inside the trunk, like a heartbeat. People saw faces in the bark. Not carvings. Actual faces. Twisted, stretched impressions of the missing, eyes shut, mouths frozen in a silent scream. And then, the forest stopped expanding. It was everywhere now. All around Thistle Hollow. Anyone who tried to leave found roads blocked by groves that hadn't been there an hour before. The town was surrounded. The trees had them. That's when people began turning on each other. Paranoia. Fear. Some thought the trees could read minds. That they controlled thoughts. People started whispering about sacrifices. Maybe if they gave someone to the grove, the rest would be spared. The sheriff was the first. They dragged him to the edge and left him screaming. The next morning, his face was in the bark of a maple just off Main Street. They kept trying. Person after person. But the trees didn't stop. They were never going to stop. Now there's no one left in Thistle Hollow. Just me. I can hear them outside. Branches scraping the walls. Roots pushing up through the floorboards. I'm writing this in case someone finds it. In case the trees ever let anyone out. But I don't think they will. Because I heard it last night, the trees spoke. They said, "We remember what you did. Now you will remember us."